Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I was faced with the decision, shall I record the video about body language and the acting skills of the actress who was playing Erica Kirk while receiving the Medal of Freedom for her husband. And I've watched almost entire ceremony. It wasn't easy to look at the absolute theater that I was observing. So I decided not to record the video because to those of you who don't see the manipulation they don't see the acting of that person, whoever she is, because it doesn't look like the real Erica Kirk, then maybe it will be a waste of time to record the video and talking about it, because I don't think you will see it. If you don't see it by now, I don't think you will be able to see it. So since we are talking about illusions, delusions, confusions, and manipulations, I decided to continue with asking more questions about the Russian government, and is Putin and people around him, I'd say particularly him, because I believe he is also controlled by someone. This is not a free-standing operating man. At this point, I'm not believing this anymore. And the reason for it is I started to look into the Sputnik vaccines. Some of you were leaving comments yesterday that on the contrary to the Western vaccines that were horrible and people are dying, which of course is not reported in the media, and it should be, because this is one of the most successful depopulation projects they had. It wasn't fully successful, but it was pretty successful. Not to say about traumatizing people. I decided to look into those vaccines because if they are so perfect, do they have any nanotechnology installed in them? I don't know if you can say installed. Let's say someone just, cheated and put some chips into those vaccines, and all of a sudden you actually are carrying the so-called mark of the beast, if you can say it, without even being aware of it. So I came across a number of videos, and I'm going to present this to you. But first, let me tell you, I was doing a little research again and wondering, since, as you know, this was one of the biggest tests on humanity, the Schmovit scam, one of the largest. It was not just the goal was not mainly to kill people, but to test people as well, to test how they comply, if they are obedient, if they are afraid, how easy they can be manipulated. And in that regard, it was actually pretty successful, I have to say. I was one of those who never really bought this BS story, and one of those who hardly ever put mask on my face. And if I was putting something, it was not like wearing a mask, it was pretty much just pretending. Never took vaccines, flew to Europe without having any vaccination. I was just saying I'm exempt. That's it. And I was able to do it. And I was not flying the first year. I was actually flying, I think, the second year, when still the restrictions were in place. Why I'm telling all of this to you guys is because, in my opinion, it was a test of the governments as well. So that means, is this globalist agenda signed by pretty much everyone and implemented by pretty much every government who existed at the time? And it looks like that's actually the case, even though I came across this information that, let me read you, what countries didn't announce COVID, and they never had lockdowns. It was Sweden, Taiwan, Uruguay, and Iceland. Again, this might be misinformation, so those of you who are watching me from Sweden, Taiwan, Uruguay, or Iceland, you can let me know how bad it was there during this time. But I am absolutely at this point certain that we are watching a performance of, it's a theater. It's good or bad, and we have to pick up the side. And at the end of the day, the biggest illusion is that they are all in this together. And why I'm saying this? So let me take you to first video. This will be with Putin announcing to his cabinet the final result of that vaccine, Sputnik vaccine, being introduced to the public. And he's talking about his own daughter who took it. I don't see the evidence. Allegedly, he also took it himself, but behind closed doors. Okay, that's what was said. So we don't have the picture of him taking it. But even if we would, you know how many of those people were taking it and they were not taking it, or it was empty, or it was different liquid. It doesn't matter. So if you have picture, you don't, it doesn't matter. If they were pushing it, even if he said that that vaccine was not mandatory, you could choose. There were other restrictions put in place that were complicating people's life, and there were lockdowns, and people were traumatized because a lot of people believed that there is pandemic, okay? They believed in the Schmovit BS story. So let's go first to Putin and what he was talking about. This will be from a fake news channel because I could not find this recording anywhere else. But I don't want you to focus where it's coming from. I want you to focus that this is actually a real video, that they were still showing Putin, on other sites as far as Russia is dealing with this as well. So let's take a listen very quick, and then we go to another information.
As far as I know, this morning, for the first time in the world, a vaccine against the novel coronavirus infection was registered. I know this very well because one of my daughters has been vaccinated with such a vaccine. One might say she took part in the experiment. After the first injection, she had a temperature of 38 degrees. The next day, a little over 37 degrees. And that's it.
Well, the vaccine.
All right, so to those of you who still worship him completely and think this is saint and he's just like the only hope for humanity, let me ask this question. Okay, so if we will say that Russia, and I say Russia again, not Russian people, the Russian government was just playing the West and they were just, creating their own perfect vaccine that is not bringing any harm to anyone, and is not dangerous at all. There are no injuries, and, kumbaya, everybody. Then let me show you in a few minutes, I will show you this, the examples of what kind of stuff has been found in those vaccines. It's absolutely horrific. Yes, in Sputnik vaccines, I will be showing you several videos. But before I do it, let me take you again to this, the same Schmovit-19 description, and I know it's Wikipedia, however, there are details about what was taking place. So here is what I want to focus on. This is how you monitor people. This is how the globalists work, because they were still reacting to the Schmovit as pretty much every other country had. On April 19th, we're talking 2020, Moscow's mayor, Sobyanin, signed a decree including a digital pass. And it was a digital pass system to enforce the coronavirus lockdown. Residents would require such a permit to travel around the city in Moscow Oblast using personal and public transport with different types of passes, including traveling to work, visiting hospitals and clinics, and private trips. Such a permit would become mandatory on April 15th. So guys, I mean, if this is not, I don't know if this is like a QR code or something, but it's a digital pass system that is monitoring you. And if you don't have it, you cannot travel around the city, Moscow Oblast. You cannot go to public transportation or hospitals or work. So tell me, what is this? Is this okay? Is this fighting the globalists? I at this point, I feel like I had some aha moment or another veil has been lifted, because I didn't really do my research, and this is my fault. I was absolutely hypnotized with how beautiful Moscow is right now, and I still say it. It's beautiful. People are great. I love the country. I love the energy. I think it's incredible spirit. But the government, and please don't tell me that he's such a savvy politician. If you're so savvy, why are you traumatizing people that you say you love? Why are you doing this? Why you are introducing a vaccine that has nanotechnology in it? You need the proof. We will look at the proof in a second. So how Russian government, again, if I say Russia, I mean the government, was promoting this. So now you can go on Rumble, and you have many of those videos here from RT talking about how efficient Sputnik vaccine is. And they have all those doctors here. Okay, you can see it right here, many videos. But I want to take you to different video. And this is the first video we're going to start with is he's from laboratories, and he's a doctor. And you have two other, I think, doctors that are breaking down the ingredients. They are actually looking under the microscope what kind of stuff is in those vaccines. And they go through several different types. Let me just go here. We're going to look into this right away. So not this one, this is another one. I will take you to her, another lady who is showing you what is in Sputnik, to those of you who think it's not dangerous. I think is this one, yeah. Okay, so the title of this one is Microtechnology Identification in CanSino, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Sinopharm, and Sputnik vaccines. So let me I'm going to click on this for a moment, and you can see here are those three men. This one on the top, you will see in a moment, is analyzing those vaccines. So let me, actually, I'm going to play this video, guys, but I will mute him because he speaks Spanish, and here down below, you can read it in English. So here you have the image under the microscope of the Sputnik vaccines. So let's go through this. He's going to analyze. I think he has like 3 different samples of it, or analyst of it. And he's looking at precisely at what is inside. So I'm just going to wait because he's not talking right away. That one too, he says, that rare image that we found, there are a lot of images of the similar, sorry, I was too fast, that we found. There are a lot of images of this one in the literature, okay? And, well, Dr. Kampra also found similar images. But here, this scientist explained it to you. This image shows that would be a single-walled carbon nanotube. That's split by the effect of a precursor material at the branching point. Sorry, I'm trying to read this for you, so you don't have to. This too. We can move on to the next one. Okay, so he will show 2 more. Okay, look at this one, guys. You see this? This is from Sputnik. Transistor hydrogel. This is the name. There's a question here. Sorry, commercials. That's from Rumble. I have no influence over this, to be honest. Thank you for your patience. All right, so, well, this one was of the images that surprised us the most. That rectangular image you see down there, he's pointing, it says also compatible with those observed by Dr. Kampra. It could act as a graphene hydrogel transistor. It continues, it's unknown whether it's fully formed or not. Scientists that are familiar with the subject say that all these parts eventually self-assemble inside the body and form more complex circuits. They say, for example, here they say that they don't know if it's finished or if it was, oh, one moment, guys. It's really hard on Rumble to, if they are finished, one moment. They say we would have to wait about 7 days. So you have the parts of this nanotechnology in Sputnik vaccines. Here's the next one. I think there are like 4 he's analyzing, 4 Sputniks, and of course other vaccines as well. Well, that image, it's similar to a carbon microtube would be the correct designation. We were calling it a graphene ribbon because we knew it was graphene from the similar images. We were looking at before we looked at the microscope. But yes, the correct name is carbon microtube. So that's what they injected in Russian citizens. One moment, sorry, guys. It's a really challenge on on Rumble with this. One moment. It's graphene after all, isn't it? So this is the same what they had in Pfizer or Moderna. So it's no difference as far as that. We can move to the next one. Okay, here is, this is like the craziest one, all right? So let's look at the last one from this expert analyzing it. So this is Sputnik again, microcircuits in Sputnik. Well, look at this. There are 2 pieces, aren't they? 2 pieces of microcircuit in the picture that we took. So you have 2 pieces, right? This one and this one. You can see separate, they will connect. And there next to it, that's what the microcircuit would be. So here, it shows how this connects. This is very striking. These things eventually self-assemble, right? Martin, one of those men, is asking this doctor. Yes, yes. This would then apparently assemble itself by Tesla phoresis mechanism, which is like a mechanism, in a way magnetic as well. They self-assemble and form larger and larger circuits. Okay, so we're gonna end with this video for a moment. We're gonna go to the next one in a second, but let me just stop for a second here. So if you still believe that they are not all of them in this together, then I don't know what to tell you. I know this is just one doctor, right? Showing 3 different Sputnik injections, what is in it. But you can see also in that video, I put link down below in the description box. Moderna, I think Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and whatever else. I don't even know the names because I didn't take any of it. Nanotechnology. So before we go to another doctor, she will be showing you stuff there as well. Let me just show you this image. A while back, you know, this guy who is the father of Elon Musk, was visiting Moscow. And I remember I had this very awkward feeling thinking, how is that man, this man who is a pedophile, absolutely evil person, he's sitting next to Lavrov on the same stage? And that to me was another question mark. And I just could not understand why is he there, and Elon Musk, will be probably there too. And so are we surprised at this point? I don't think we should be. Let's go to another doctor showing another sample, what is in, I think several samples, what is in Sputnik vaccines. There she is. Again, I will mute her sound and just show you. My name is, okay, moment. I'm Dr. Liliana Zelada. I think she's in Colombia or somewhere in South America. I want to show you live the drop of the test that was done the other day by Madrid Market magazine, and we did 2 samples of the Russian vaccine Sputnik. So this is maybe from Spain, I don't know, but she speaks Spanish anyway. So I am going to show you so that you can see how, as the materials dry, new formations of graphene oxide appear. This is the Russian vaccine. So this is one of the samples. All of that is graphene oxide. We are going to change the lens so that it can be seen in a different light, a front light. This would be the bottom light. And it's all filled with graphene oxide. There we can see. Let's focus a little bit. This is a graphene oxide too. Notice with light. The drop is actually completely full. The drop, wherever you move it. So this graphene oxide is everywhere. There we have a morgulon. I don't know where's this. Let's see with the other light. And all the formations around it are also graphene oxide. It's impressive. At the change of light, we have many different formations. And one can go round and round, and the vaccine, as well as the other vaccines, are totally filled with graphene oxide. Everything that looks luminous, it has an ability to illuminate. You see this, guys? This is in the, and that's graphene oxide. This would be one of the tests. I think she will show one crazy one at the end. It's a short video. This has another formation. There we have a very defined tape. So that's what Russian people have in their blood. Let's see with the other light. It is shocking. And we are going to move wherever one moves. Here is another, and she will show you one more. So she's zooming. Look at this. Here is another. Here is another formation we are going to see. I will give it some focus. Oh, here is one thing that is tremendous. Let's see. Let's put it in the middle. Let's put it in the middle. There. You see what she's showing you? What is this? It is a little difficult. Oh my goodness, guys. Do you see this? This is in the Sputnik vaccine. So I will say that it couldn't be more obvious to me. And it just took for me a little bit more research, and I will continue, ask more questions. And, it's not easy to come across those things, especially for someone who thought that Russia is the only place, or maybe one of the very few, that is completely out of the globalist agenda. And if you are thinking now that BRICS is perfect, is gonna save the world, think about it again. Think about it again. This will change the monetary system around the world, and ultimately the digital currencies will be implemented everywhere. The nanotechnology, a lot of people already carry it inside them, those microchips. They already have it. They don't even know it. They took the vaccines, and a lot of those vaccines, looks like, they already had the microtechnology in them. So whatever will be activated. So just think about it. I know a lot of you don't even want to question it because you still think like, no, BRICS is perfect and they are saving the world and this is not going to be, it's a good, AI is good and the digital ID will be perfect because it will be controlling everything, if it's safe, if it's not safe. Controlling, like, what do you mean controlling? That the government knows everything about you and they will just tighten the grip on your neck, and they will implement more and more restrictions and more rules. It's time to really wake up, you know, but I know a lot of you will not, so that's okay with me. I'm glad I am waking up. The truth will set you free, right? Here is from the global economy, COVID total deaths. So now the question is, how many of those deaths were real or not in Russia? By March 2023, it was almost 400,000, 397,245 deaths because of Schmovit. And if you don't know, the hospitals were also receiving donations, not donations, they were receiving payments, a special like pay for those cases. You remember, like in the United States, what enormous amounts of money the hospitals were getting? You remember the doctors, the hospitals, the corruption? Well, they were receiving, the hospitals in Russia were also receiving support. Of course, maybe not on this scale, but it's still kind of like similar, not quite exactly the same, but to me, it is almost the same because you're still buying the same agenda and you still are traumatizing people with this story. You know, when you believe that you're sick, it's like placebo effect. When you take just a sugar pill and you believe it's going to help you, it's going to help you. And if you believe it's going to kill you, it's going to kill you. So you're traumatizing the citizens with the COVID story and introducing the very healthy, not dangerous Sputnik vaccine. And then you have the doctors who look into it and they show you have all those, I don't remember the names of this nanotechnology, all this carbonite, whatever the name stuff in it. What is this? So now do you still trust Putin? Ask yourself, do you still trust? As he was saying, like, take it, it's good. It's like very, very quick, efficient, and no danger. So here is from the Russian doctor who's talking about the scam, Schmovit scam, because not all Russian people are stupid, right? We know that. Russian people are actually very resilient and they are not stupid. But, you know, too many, it looks like they are believing everything he says. So let's listen to the doctor. He will be telling you in Russian. There is an English translation and subtitles about the Schmovit story from the Russian standpoint, the smart, intelligent Russian person. By the way, before I play this, can I say, to me, any expert, doesn't matter the field, at this moment, if you were vaccinated once, even once, but let's say twice, and you even got booster, I'm sorry, but you, in my eyes, at this point, lose all the credibility. That's how I look at it, because if you could not pass the test of one of the biggest bullshit in the human history, then I'm sorry, I'm not buying any other arguments anymore. So let's listen to this Russian doctor.
Захожу, я слежу за этой. В ковидных госпиталях я бываю, захожу, я слежу за этой работой, я в курсе того, что там происходит. Вот того самого вируса, который когда-то был, его уже нет. То, к чему готовятся сделать вакцину, а ее делают обычно 6 лет, вот этого вируса нет. Титр антител не определен, противоэпидемический эффект не выявлен, иммунный ответ не установлен. Но заболевают больше еще те, кого кольнули. И у них совершенно четко развивается та же самая картина коронавируса. По данным отдельных патологоанатомов, до 62% поступлений к ним в ковид-госпиталях являются вакцинированными. QR-код определяет, это хорошие, это плохие. Здоровые – это плохие, а больные и уколотые – это хорошие. Вот что показывает вам QR-код, не более. Нет пандемии. Для пандемии нужна эпидемия во всех странах. Эпидемии нет. Для эпидемии нужно 5% заболевших одномоментно. ПЦР-тест разработан для длинноцепочечных вирусов, а это короткоцепочечный. То есть это вообще из другой сферы. Им нельзя определять коронавирус. Мы все вымрем от тотальной лжи.
Because it was a lie. And like I said, and I might offend a lot of you, at this point, you know what? I'm not here to care if I offend or I don't. I'm here to present to you what I come across, because to me this is clear. Anyone who took vaccines and is preaching that they know what's going on is losing the credibility in my eyes. How someone cannot see through this? Well, some people didn't, but it's not even 1, 2 boosters. Oh my God. And you didn't see this? The biggest scam, the biggest test on humans ever so far. So it looks like, to end this video, that probably will not be monetized because I use a lot of words that used to trigger the algorithm on this platform. Some things has changed, some hasn't. So I don't know how this video will be received by the platform. Thank you so much for your donations, by the way. I think I forgot in the beginning to Maria and Michelle. Thank you, ladies, for donating on PayPal. You have no idea how much you are helping me. Seriously, I mean it. But I want to say that it's about time to question everyone. And if I will not search those videos today, I wouldn't even know that many Russian people have been injected with nanotechnology. Isn't it horrific? Absolutely horrific. That's all I have for you today, everyone. You find the links attached down below in the description box. And I think it's better I recorded this. I think this has much more importance than how fake Erika Skirk, actress, was. I think this is much more important video for humanity, don't you think? So let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you so much for your support. You know, I get aggravated with all of this because it comes to the point, it's like, you know, I was influenced too. I really thought, I mean, I'll tell you another video. I will tell you in another video what I was doing and then how I changed my mind, but not today. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much if you hit the thumbs up and subscribe. If you unsubscribe, I understand. Goodbye, do svidania, sayonara. Sayonara, no problem. But if you're still here, thank you guys. And links are down below in the description box. If you choose to support my work, the best way is to become my monthly supporter. It's on Patreon. Different tiers from $5, I think, it starts and goes up, or you can donate on PayPal or become the member of my channel as well. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye, guys.